Hello, and welcome to our first segment of Books in the Backyard. I hope you're outside enjoying this beautiful day. The first book that we're going to read is What If? It's a book by Samantha Berger. She is the author, and the illustrator is Mike Curato. He drew the pictures, so Samantha wrote the words and Mike drew the pictures. Let's take a moment just to look at the cover before we read the book. What if? I see the girl has her eyes shut. I think she might be imagining something. What if? I also see there's stars and a Pegasus. Let's open this book and begin. Welcome to Books in the Backyard. What If? Written by Samantha Berger. Illustrated by Mike Curato. With a pencil and paper, I write and draw art to create many stories that come from my heart. But what if that pencil one day disappeared? I'd fold up the paper till stories appeared. And what if that paper was no longer there? I'd chisel the table and then carve the chair. And what if there wasn't a chair here at all? I'd chip and I'd peel at the paint on the wall. And what if there wasn't a wall anymore? I might build a story from boards in the floor. Without any floor, I could still use the land and sketch out a tale in the dirt with my hand. I could still shape the leaves. I could still sculpt the snow. I could still plant the flowers and make kingdoms grow. Without any land, I would still use the light. Invent shadow stories the sun would ignite. If there was no light, I would still use my voice to sing out my stories, to chant and rejoice. I'd still have my body to twist and to bend, to dance out my stories, beginning to end. If I had nothing, but still had my mind, there'd always be stories to seek and to find. If I know nothing but one bit of fate, as long as I live, I will always create. As long as I live, I will always create. The end. A note from the author and the artist. Samantha wrote this book after she was forced out of her apartment by a flood. She only had her dog and her sketchbook by her side. It was then that she started to realize that anything could be used as an art supply. The pine cones on the trees and the paper in the recycling bin. She had often wondered how some people would have a way to create, even under difficult circumstances, and now she understood. This was about the time she met the illustrator Mike.
He was so inspired by the use of found objects in Samantha's art that it inspired him for the illustrations in this book. He thinks that you can create just about anything, but the most important art supply that you have is your mind and your heart. And when you use both, everything will be beautiful.
I hope you enjoyed this story today. See you next time on Books in the Backyard.